I want to give an honorable mention as well to Mac DeMarco. 5 easy hot dog. Mac DeMarco. Sorry. Mac DeMarco. Mac DeMarco. 5 easy hot dogs, instrumental rock music.
What's it called?
5 easy hot dogs.
God damn.
Get it out. Get it out.
It's not even me, it's Peter.
Get it out.
It's actually Peter.
What's wrong with Miami, man?
And you wonder why I'm surprised when you say you listen to Sample. You're immature as fuck. You're immature as fuck.
It was an easy joke.
Oh shit!
It was actually
What was the joke? What was the joke?
Why do you think he's laughing so much?
What did you say?
I just said repeat the name of the album.
5 easy hot dogs. What was the joke?
Hey, yo.
That's an Ayo. You might need to grow up. Man. You might need to grow up differently. What's going on, world? Welcome to episode 99 of the Rhymes Like Dimes podcast. With your boys Peter,
Peace.
Mohammed,
You.
myself, Yemi. End of the year. We reached it yet again. Boys, what we saying?
Here, man. Blessed, highly favoured.
Not at the middle bit.
What's the middle bit?
Blessed, black, and highly favoured.
I mean, yeah, black goes without saying.
Fairs.
Yeah, but we're here, man. We're here. What you
In case you
saying?
didn't know he's black.
No, I just always heard it together, innit? Like blessed, black, and highly favoured.
Shout out to Charlemagne.
Shout out to Charlotte.
What you saying, young man?
I'm good, man.
Yeah.
Happy to be here as always. Mo, yourself?
Hey, man, you know me good. God is good all the time.
All the time,
time
God
God
is
is
good.
good.
There we go. There we go.
Welcome back. You had a nice
Vacay.
vac.
Hey, we call it vacay.
You flew yourself out?
I flew myself out. I flew myself out.
Where'd you go?
Whole bunch of
I
shenanigans.
went somewhere.
You went somewhere.
I went somewhere. Great place. Great aura. Great essence.
Yeah.
Great
Essence.
Great culture. Great essence. Great aura. Great people.
What does Mo ever use the word essence?
It had
know
great
what I'm saying?
essence. No, the essence around the country is amazing.
Is it?
Yeah, man. When you touch that, you feel the essence
Yeah.
one way or another. I'm telling you.
Do
Touchdown.
you know what I
yeah?
reveal where you went?
Nah,
Cool.
just before, you know.
To be fair, I think you did in the last episode, so
Did I?
I think so.
Ah, fairs. But yeah, man, it was great. Like, you guys are gonna come out there one day. It was, honestly, it was, and it gave me what I needed. Just
Yeah.
a break away from the country.
Yeah.
While you guys were in the cold, I was wearing shorts, sliders every day.
You're wearing jeans and sliders and a North Face hood.
I never wore,
jacket.
no. I only wore jeans at night because I was going out.
You sent us a picture of you looking over the skyline
Yeah,
with sandals on
yeah,
and a North Face hoodie.
yeah. Can I tell you why?
I
No.
wish I could tell the people where you went.
We
so
got to
they
show
can
the
actually-
picture.
they
We
can-
got to show the picture, bro.
We'll show the
In the
picture.
edit, we got to show the
They
picture.
can deep how ridiculous you
No,
look.
but you guys don't understand. Number one, you guys can't see how cold it is. That's number one. Number two, you guys can't see how windy it is. Number three, there was that slightly temperature where you need to wear. If you guys look around the picture, there's other people wearing jackets, not just me. That's number one. White
You were
people
the
as
only
well.
one in the jackets.
No, white people were wearing
You're the one in the
jackets.
picture.
And when white people wear jackets, you know it's very cold.
You were the only
So
one
my
in the
point
picture.
being, like,
Why are you trying to add people to the picture?
well, like there was white people around me wearing jackets. One white guy had a
Not in the
Canada
picture.
Goose on. What'd you say?
Not in the picture.
I've got one where he was around me. But like my point is,
Like a prop.
it was cold, and obviously I was going out that night. The sliders was just because earlier that day, all I was wearing was sliders, unless I was going out. So like I'm not wearing trainers. That's just all long. But it genuinely, and I didn't have jeans on. I had tech fleece, but it was cold. Like it was genuinely freezing out there. Not free, exaggeration. It was cold enough to where I could wear a North Face and a hoodie, and then I'm warm.
How's the company out there?
It was great.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. The company
Okay.
was great. Honestly, man. Shout out to Hisham. Hisham knows who he is. Salute to Hisham.
Is
man.
that who you want to shout out?
Yeah.
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 Okay, feel you.
Hisham.
Okay.
yeah.
So you don't want to shout out bleep and bleep and bleep.
Huh?
Huh?
Nah, shout out to
Okay,
Hisham.
then.
I do want to shout out Hisham. Is there anyone else? Shout out to Yusuf as well. Hisham and Yusuf are the two guys I want to shout out. Yusuf was the guy at the hotel, and Hisham was my guy that drove with me around to everywhere I need to
You
go.
want to shout out the lovely ladies that were
There was no
blessed
lovely
enough
ladies.
to be in your presence.
No, there was no lovely ladies. There actually was no lovely ladies, unfortunately. I wish I could shout them out. Do you think I don't want to? What kind of grown man does never want to? I want to shout out women, but I didn't. It wasn't that kind of trip. Do you know what I mean? It was just, unfortunately, I would love to, but halal gang, innit? Unfortunately, man. Yeah, man. So like,
Halal gang.
yeah. God is good all the time. All the time, God is good. Allahu Akbar. And don't edit Allahu Akbar.
I'm not going to do that.
Oh,
Peter, how you
man.
been?
I'm cool,
How have you
man.
been, Peter?
I'm cool, man. 33 now.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, man. Recently
Celebrate your birthday.
celebrated my birthday and that.
Alhamdulillah.
Yeah, man. I'm all right, man. I'm feeling good, man. I mean,
You feel a difference?
Nah, not yet, man. I feel about 26, bro.
Swear.
Yeah, I feel 26 right now, man. So yeah, stepping into this new chapter, and yeah, man, just gonna keep elevating, man.
For 26, it might be what do you drink? Beetroot.
Yeah, man, plenty of water, sea moss.
moss.
I take my vitamins and that, black seed oil, all that good stuff. And yeah, man, just exercise.
You know what it is as well? It's your hair.
All about my hair.
The fact that you grew it out,
Yeah.
like, it makes you seem younger.
But I could always grow hair.
Nah, when you was bald,
But that was a choice.
hey, man.
I didn't lose my hair.
Would you ever go back?
I mean, all glory to
I
God.
wish you
How?
lot could see Peter Bald.
Yeah, Peter Bald.
You can show a picture.
He nearly got
Yeah,
kicked
yeah,
out.
no,
He
no,
nearly
no.
got kicked out the family.
No, do
You
this.
show a picture.
Show the picture. Just him bald.
Yeah, you can show a
Okay, so
picture.
we're exposing each other.
Yeah,
That's calm. I don't mind, man.
Yeah.
I stand by that, man.
What you say? Yeah, you're growing out your hair as well?
Yeah, what's going on?
I am.
The Afro pick?
It turned into being too lazy to get it cut. And now I'm just thinking, until the end of the year at least, let me just grow out for old time's sake. Because I always used to grow
gonna
out when
plait
I
it?
was younger. No.
No?
I was this close to plaiting my hair before I flew out, by the way. I just couldn't get someone to do it in time, so I just trimmed it off. But I was so close to getting plaits before I flew out. Because my hair was insane. I grew out for a long time. It just got to a point where I couldn't keep it up, man.
Yeah.
I'm going to go bald soon, though, anyway.
You reckon?
I've got about a year and a half left in me.
You think so?
Yeah.
No, you got a lot of hair. You're good.
Nah, it's
No, you're good. You're
Stephen
good.
A. Smith has a lot.
That would be a lot of maintenance just to stay bald.
Yeah.
Because you grow hair.
I'm not trying to be
When I was bald, I was shaving my head like
Yeah, but I'm
every
not trying.
3 days.
I'm not trying to be.
every 2-3 days.
I'm not trying to be Stephen A. Smith, man. I'm not
Yeah,
trying.
but you're not there yet.
Your hairline's not like that.
She's getting there.
No, it's not. No, yeah, you still got time.
Oh, thank you.
Still got
Thank
time.
you, guys. Thank you, guys. I might extend it by 6 months.
Yeah.
Do that.
Salute to.
Well, salute to everybody with hair. Salute to everybody listening and watching as well. Shout out
Yeah,
to YouTube, massive. The SoundCloud, massive. The Spotify, massive. The Apple Podcast, massive. The Amazon Music, massive. And every other massive out there. Appreciate your viewership. It's that time of the year where we evaluate the year that's been. Every year, at the end of the year, we do a wrap-up.
Peter's favorite time of the year.
Peter's favorite time of the year. We wrap up our favorite albums of the year, our favorite rappers, our favorite moments, our favorite every which way in between. Predictions for next year, whether our predictions for this year were correct when we made those predictions last year. And yeah, we're just going to go through them. And this should be fun because in pre-pod, two of us, I'm not going to say who, bemoaned the year of rap. So it should be very, very interesting. I mean, before we get into that, I mean, the two people who did say that, Peter Mo, do you want to elaborate on why you think rap wasn't a great year this year?
I think the quality of music's been poor. I think it's had its moments. There's a couple, naturally, when you named your favorite of the year, so you're always going to have moments of the year. But I just think when you just go through the list of the albums that dropped this year or the songs that dropped this year, it's definitely not been a highlight year of hip hop. I don't think it's been anywhere close. I struggled to name 5 albums this year I liked or 6. So I think just overall, the quality of the albums that have dropped or the quality of music has dropped has been. But I also said this a few weeks ago. I was like, the state of the culture is kind of media at the moment. I just think, as a whole, it's just this hasn't been it this year. To me, anyway, it just has not been anywhere close to what previous years have given us.
Yeah, and I would agree, bro. Like, I mean, there's been albums I've really enjoyed and stuff, and rappers that have been performing at a very high level in that, lyrically and just as far as making music and stuff. But it hasn't been outstanding, though, man. Like, I don't think there's been enough great projects for me to say that this has been a memorable year, man. Because even like before looking at the list of all the albums I've listened to and stuff, off the top of my head, I can't really remember what dropped to make me feel like, oh man, it's been a great year. I think the ones that kind of came up to me like instantly were like, Huss. That was like, for me, that felt like a bit of a moment because, we've been waiting for a long time in that. But other than that, bro, like, it's been a year, to be honest with you, for me.
Is that across the board?
You mean across all genres?
No, across like mainstream, underground, all that.
Yeah, man. Yeah, even on an underground level, which is where I reside. Hasn't been amazing. It's just been an okay year, really.
Wow.
Yeah, man. What about you? How do you feel?
I feel like it's been while it's not been like a year where artists have hit the highest of heights, it's literally for me just been a year of consistent good projects. I think if you look at the mainstream, you're probably going to be disappointed because not that many people dropped, US and UK. But as far as the underground goes, I feel like, well, at least for my taste, there was a lot of good work that I was seeing. Probably in the earlier half of the year, more so than the later half. But I feel, other than a few exceptional ones from this half, but generally I've been fairly pleased. I've always been able to like tap into albums that I've enjoyed. There's been a very steady flow for me. And again, like I say, while it's not been the most amazing year, it's not like 2013 or even 2016, it's done its job, sort of thing. And I think that will be reflected in kind of my choices as well, because it's kind of like a mixture of a lot of different things, mainstream, underground, experimental, all that kind of stuff. So, yeah, fair enough. We'll just get straight into it then.
Yeah, man.
We'll go into
Let's go.
our favourite albums of the year 2023. Who wants to go first?
I can go first. Don't mind.
Go,
My favourite album of the year was by Skyzoo and the other guys, called The Mind of a Saint. And if you're a fan of Snowfall, it's literally where he, it's like a soundtrack to Snowfall. And for me, that's just been the best hip hop album of the year, man. Storytelling on that was amazing to me. The way he was able to kind of just paint the pictures, and obviously because I've seen every episode and stuff, and I'm a really big Snowfall fan, I think it just hit me even more so, man. And even though it didn't, I think it got released before the last season. So for me, I guess watching it all, including the last season, for some reason, it just kind of made me appreciate even more, even though he didn't touch on the last season. But that just kind of highlighted how creative it was, because he was speaking about things that was pure assumption in relation to how we thought it was going to end and stuff. So yeah, for me, that was just the best album of the year, man. I love like albums that are focused on like a single topic or theme. And he was able to do that very well, man. So big up Skyzoo, my favorite album of the year. Black Thought, he drops an album called Glorious Game with El Michelle's Affairs. Yeah, that was fucking fire. That was an amazing album, man. From production to, I mean, with Black Thought, you're always going to get amazing like a lyrical performance in it. But I think the concern for me outside of the roots was always like what sort of production would sound good for him. And El Michelle's production definitely suited him. So yeah, that was an amazing album for me. Jay Huss's album, Beautiful and Brutal Yard, I loved it. I loved it, man. I know we reviewed it, quite in depth. And there's been a lot of conversation about it as well in relation to maybe some people not feeling as though it lived up to expectation. And that for me, that album was fire. So I love that album. And that was a moment, man, for someone that kind of jumped on the Jay Huss train kind of late.
Incredibly late.
Thank you very much. I was just about to say kind of.
There's no need for that.
There's no need for that.
I just want the record to show.
This guy
anyway,
was about 60.
I appreciate it, and I loved that album. Mac Homie and the God Fahim dropped an album called Notorious Dump Legends Volume 2, which is some real underground shit, and it was just fire from front to back. And then my last album on my list is Mick Jenkins' The Patience, which I thought was a flawless album as well. I've been a Mick Jenkins fan for a minute now. And I think he's just getting better with every project, to be honest with you. And it was a surprise because I didn't know that he was even going to drop anything this year. So yeah, that makes up my five, man. I thought that album was fire, man. So yeah.
First.
Yeah, very under the underground as per usual.
You think so? All of them?
Majority of them,
yeah. I think Huss is probably the only one that is.
That's the only mainstream one.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'd say. I mean, Black Thought and El Michelle.
Actually, Black Thought.
Probably not. I mean, like, Black Thought's in this kind of weird space where it's like he's not necessarily underground, but he's not mainstream either. So he's probably, maybe he's more mainstream.
He's more mainstream, but.
I'm not sure.
Yeah.
But.
Out of all the names, apart from Huss, probably. He's probably more mainstream.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mick Jenkins definitely isn't. I mean, Mac Homie and the God Fahim.
The album title says it all, by the way.
You're not going to see them topping the charts.
The album title says
An
it all.
honourable mention to Avellino and Pot Paper.
Don't take it away from me, please.
They dropped 2 dope projects as well that could have easily made this cut.
I
found myself going back to these ones way more than any others. So yeah, man, big up these, man.
Feel you.
Do you want me to go?
No.
So House we agree on. Beautiful Brutal Yard. I've got Avellino, God Save the Streets. That was my favourite UK album of the year. Like that. It's actually my top. Yeah, it's my top 5 album of the year in general. But I prefer that album to Huss's album. Avellino's album, and this was the first Avellino album I properly. And I've sat on ones before, but this is the first one where I really sat and took in. And I still remember that feeling I had when we first listened. When we all first listened to it for the podcast. That album is exquisite for me. Like it genuinely is. He's talking to the streets. He's talking to everyone. Yeah. So Avellino to me has got my favorite UK album of the year. So naturally it will be my top 5 combined anyway, regardless. So I'm gonna go Huss, Beautiful Brutal Yard, Avellino, God Save the Streets. I've gone Killer Michael. I was rinsing that album on the way to coming back as well and going there as well. It's the first track on that album, the Scientist song, just kick starts on a mad thing. Like that Killer Mike, I don't know if you guys have sat on it yet.
Yeah, I listened to it.
That Killer Mike album. Killer Mike knows how to make albums though. Like he knows how to make bodies of work. So Killer Michael's gonna be there for me. I've got Little Durk, Almost Healed as well.
Yuck.
Can we not look down on people's album of the year? It's just not good.
Sorry. Actually, I'm not sorry.
That was crazy.
Do you want everyone to just agree with you on the podcast?
No, not at all. I'm allowed to say yuck.
No, you can't. Because when you said, what did you say again? What did you say?
Matt Comey and the God Fahim.
The God Fahim. If I like, what album is called the God Fahim? Is this look like 1965 to you?
It's called. He's a rapper.
The
God Fahim. Yeah, man.
Astaghfirullah. I'm a Muslim. The hell, the God Fahim. Get that off the roads, wallahi. Don't make me cuss your rappers, please. The God Fahim, you know. Start off something small. Man, go straight to God. But anyway, I digress. Lil Durk, Almost Healed. If you look at my Spotify rap, there's a song on Almost Healed that's my favorite song of the year. It's called Peleco. That was my most played song of the year. Like, Almost Healed. I'm a Lil Durk fan. Like, there's no two ways to hide it. Like, Lil Durk, I'm genuinely a Lil Durk fan. And he got busy on this album. Like, he actually got busy on this album. He was rapping at the highest level I've seen him rap. Not to say it's a high level of rap, but it was high enough for me to appreciate
The
it.
disclaimer was crazy.
Yeah, because I'm just like, it's the best I've seen him rap, but that's not to say the God Fahim level of rap. But like, he got busy. And then last time I'm going is Larry June, Night Shift as well.
The one with Carlo.
Yeah, with Carlo. I thoroughly enjoyed. I'm a Larry June fan. I think I mentioned it before on the podcast as well. It gave me what I wanted. So yeah, Larry June, Night Shift with Carlo, Killer Michael, Little Durk, Almost Healed, Avellino, God Save the Streets, and J Huss, Beautiful Brutal Yard.
Yeah, yours is very much a mixture as well. Like, obviously, Lil Durk is mainstream. J Huss, Killer Mike, no, not necessarily.
Yeah, and Larry June I don't count as mainstream.
No, Larry
No,
June's
he's
not
underground.
mainstream.
So 2 underground, 3 mainstream. It's all right. Avellino?
He's kind of in the middle as well, I'd say.
I'd say so.
Kind of in the middle as well.
Yeah.
Maybe closer to the underground.
Yeah.
So, yeah, good mixture.
Thank you very much, sir. What's your top 5?
My top 5.
Whichever.
So, man, my one, I've really struggled to name a favorite one album because there are at least 3 in mind that I've just banged out consistently since they dropped. And they were very much dictated by certain times of the year. So for the album that I kind of banged out pretty much throughout springtime, Larry June and The Alchemist, The Great Escape. Yeah, man. I mean, Larry June, I really got into Larry June last year, and I really liked his style, the way he just raps. And him joining up with The Alchemist, man, match made in heaven. Like, Larry June doesn't necessarily make luxury rap, but when he raps over Alchemist beats, it sounds like luxury rap. Like, he'll make drinking orange juice and investing in stocks and bonds sound like the most jiggy shit. And The Alchemist did not come to play either. Like, he dusted off his pen. He even rapped on 60 Days. The beats were crazy. The features were great. Yeah, man, it was lovely. It was one of those ones to kind of soundtrack just before summer. And yeah, man, I just couldn't put it down. So yeah, got The Great Escape in there. For my summer album, towards the end of summer, Travis Scott, Utopia. I've had a bit of a weird relationship with Travis Scott recently because off the back of the Astroworld disaster, it felt kind of weird to listen to him.
Why?
Like, because although I'm not necessarily blaming him for what happened, I didn't feel comfortable listening to an artist that had happened to. I kind of needed a break because it was like trying to process what happened and having his name attached to such a tragedy. I was like, yeah, I can't really. I wasn't really feeling it. But then I learned that he was dropping a new album, and I thought, okay, cool. Let me just check it out, see what he's saying. And it was amazing, man. It was amazing. I mean, he just has this knack of creating worlds with his music. Like, the way it's just like so like experimental, it's metallic, industrial in some places. The features came to play, like 21 Savage, James Blake, even Drake. Like, they all were like...
Even Drake.
Yeah, even Drake. Because even him, like on his Meltdown verse, he was rapping like the boy. He was rapping like the Drake I want. And the less said about what happened after, the better.
Rapping like the boy. At 36 years old, ain't the same.
No, but the boy, it's like K-Dot, right?
Yeah.
It's like an alter ego. When Drake becomes the boy, he's almost unplayable.
Imagine your alter ego being called the boy.
I mean,
Come on, man.
something like that.
He thinks he's so
Anyway,
cool.
yeah, so it was just an incredible album. I think as soon as I put it on, every time I'm just transported to his world where it's just like, so, like, I feel like I'm in heaven sometimes. It's actually kind of crazy. Like, he has a skill that a lot of people and artists in rap these days don't really have, as far as like having a really signature sound. And the fact that he actually produced a lot of this album as well, as opposed to previous albums where he's had a lot of help, like that increases in my estimation. So yeah, I had to put Utopia in there. For this kind of period, my winter album, Cass is Dead, famous last words. Cass is Dead is one of my favorite UK rappers. He's kind of been MIA for the last like decade. Like he's only really dropped one project and then one cassette after. But yeah, man, it was worth the wait. Like he's a bit like Travis Scott as well, where he can kind of create this kind of world where it's like, it's science fiction mixed with a little bit of like, you know, old school 1940s, like femme fatale type dramas where he's dealing with a woman who's constantly problematic and stuff. He's got just a knack with telling stories. And yeah, man, synthy, 80s style, like you could just be with a diamond in the back, sunroof, top, all that shit. Like you can play his music and it just fits. Like it's so dope. So he raps that all together in his own way. And yeah, it was just amazing from front to back. And then I've also got Avellino, God Save the Streets. That's my favorite UK album of the year. Yeah, I think similar to Peter, like when there's a theme and a concept and it's done well, like I think Avellino did that concept of like the guy who was in the roads and kind of became, you know, he kind of got like knowledge of self and kind of worked his way out of it and became a better person because of it. He did it really well. I think it's a very universal story that he executed greatly. Lyrics were on point, production was on point, features as well. You know, Wretch with his Sermon on the Mount, I appreciated it. It was great. And yeah, man, Avellino was very strong effort. I feel like with Avellino, he came into it kind of being a bit like, okay, yeah, I know you can rap well, but I've yet to really see like a real body of work from you. And he delivered it. And for a debut album, yeah, I couldn't ask for much more. So shout out to Avellino. And finally, I've got another Alchemist produced album, this time with Wiki and Mike, Faith as a Rock. Yeah, man, when I listen to this album, I feel like I'm just walking through New York City. It feels like very cold, but in a good way. Wiki and Mike, they bounce off each other like crazy. Wiki has improved a lot lyrically, I'd say, from when he was doing like Rat King and stuff. He's always been a good rapper, but I feel like he reached a new height with The Alchemist and Mike. And Mike, yeah, man, Mike is not necessarily everyone's cup of tea. Like he's very much from that Earl Sweatshirt, like tree. But when you actually deep what he's saying, yeah, man, it's very introspective. It's very broody. He's got away with words, and yeah, man, it was just really, really dope. Like I found myself going back to, especially the first track, Stargaze. Like it was just a movie to me. So yeah, man, I gotta salute them as well. And yeah, that's my top 5. Very much, I think Travis Scott's probably the only mainstream one I got.
Yeah.
But yeah, those are the ones I just couldn't put down. So salute to those.
You ain't got
guys.
no Nas albums in there?
No. As much as I liked Magic 3, I wasn't the biggest fan of Magic 2. I thought it was decent, but I didn't think it was amazing. And Magic 3, while all right, it was cool. I don't think it was as
cool.
strong. Yeah. I don't think it was as strong as the others that I've mentioned as well. And there are probably other like honorable mentions that I could mention, like Mick Jenkins. I really liked Mick Jenkins. Mike also dropped another album called Burning Desire. Huss, I mean, it was cool. I wouldn't say it was my favorite, but it was still cool. But yeah, there were just other albums that I just loved way more than anything by Nas or Huss or any of the big hitters as well. I want another honorable mention to Heady 1 and K-Trap as well, because that's a strength to strength. That's a tape art.
Part of Paper's my honourable mention.
Yeah, I hear that.
Part is definitely my honourable mention.
Yeah, a lot of people are saying that's the UK album of the year.
Yeah, Part would be my honourable mention, definitely. So that was a nice body of work.
I hear it. Cool. Well, while we're on the subject of albums, let's go on to the most disappointing albums of the year. I can go first. I've only got one really, and it pains me because I'm gonna just get straight to it. West Side Gun, and then you pray for me. Now,
I got that as well.
West Side Gun, man. After giving me Pray for Paris with that exceptional artwork, you then go the same route with this, and then you Pray for Me. Artwork, majestic, it's powerful, it's wonderful. It looks like it's gonna be an Album of the Year contender. Put the shit on. Put the shit on, and the first few songs, it's like, okay, this is all right. Nothing like crazy.
Yeah.
And then West Side Trap comes on. He's rapping over trap music. And not even good trap music. It's like the most like basic, it's like
trap,
it's like a Casio keyboard of trap music.
Yeah.
Like you have Travis Scott on speed dial. You were on Travis Scott's album. He can make you a trap song if you wanted to. Like Metro, all these men. But you decide to go for these basic YouTube beats. And it didn't work out, bro.
To be fair, just in his defense.
In his defense.
In his defense, right? That's like a lot of trap music, though. A lot of it's cheap.
To you.
A lot of it's shit.
To you.
She said it's cheap.
But he went out of his way to find shit that's shitter than the usual shit.
That you go out your way.
That in itself is an achievement.
You go out your way to do that, by the way.
That in itself is an
that's fair,
accomplishment.
that's
You
fair.
actually got the bottom of the bag.
That's fair, that's
you know what
fair.
I'm saying?
Yeah, that's
so, yeah, man. I probably took maybe 1 or 2 songs from it, and it was too long as well. Like,
Yeah,
why was it like, it was like 20 tracks or 20 plus tracks?
Yeah.
For why? Like, we already know you drop 5 albums a year. You ain't got to drop like 5. No, just don't do it.
I gave him a pass on that because, you know, he's given us a lot of amazing projects in it. So a project where he wants to try something different, cool, it might not be to my taste, but all right, cool, I'm going to give you that, innit? But don't make it a repeat thing, innit?
And I guess the disappointment for me more so comes from the fact that it's basically a successor to Pray for Paris. And I love Pray for Paris.
That's what it is,
Like, that's my favorite West Side Gun album. If not that, then Supreme Blind Tell. Because that's the first one I listened to. Pray for Paris, like...
You gotta go back to Fly God.
Yeah. Pray for Paris got me through lockdown in a lot of ways. And yeah, I really loved it. So to have And Then You Pray For Me kind of attached to Pray for Paris, it's a bit of a travesty. So yeah, man, that's my one. I've got K Tramine as well, like Amine and K Tranada, but to be honest, like I don't know what I was expecting from that one because Amine, I've never really been on. He's like a teenage white girl's favorite rapper. And that's not a bad thing. That's just what it is, right? So yeah, he's never really tickled my fancy as a rapper. Yeah. I was looking forward to it more so for Ktra's beats. And Ktra's beats were all right, nothing crazy. But yeah, I guess I expected more from that as well. So I'll put that up there. What you guys?
You have any disappointing?
Yeah, man, I got 3.
I got 2.
I got Meek and Ross, Too Good to Be True. Man, it's been a minute since I've had a Meek project, so I was anticipating just hearing him rap, man. Do you know what I mean? Like, I feel like whenever Meek takes a bit of time off, it kind of usually like re-energizes him, and you know, that's kind of expressed through like his lyrics and stuff when he does release stuff. But
question: when was his last album?
Championships.
That long ago?
No, that was his last album. But I think he dropped a project off of the usual DSPs.
Oh yeah. I thought you meant just the albums, though.
I think he did something independent, which I didn't actually listen to.
But his last album was
Championship.
Trauma and Championship.
Yeah.
Trauma was on Championship, innit? Yeah.
Great.
And Ross's last project was a while ago as well, wasn't it?
Port Miami.
Huh?
Port Miami too.
At that point, nah, there was one after that. Richer Than I've Ever Been.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, man. So I was really looking forward to them getting together, man. I thought, yeah, man, we're about to get like the most like luxurious beats, motivational speaking from both perspectives, like the young Philly gunner, like, and then like the boss from Miami, fam. They've both elevated themselves to a point in the game where they're considered vets as well. I was like, okay, yeah, man.
Talk to me.
We're gonna get into it.
Had the same thought process.
We're gonna get like the most amazing beats.
So the guy who
like,
spills chips on his lap and the correction officer.
Yeah, bro. Yeah, bro.
Don't do that.
I thought we were gonna get like Justice League beats and like some soulful shit.
Rich Forever beats.
Just
We'll take it
something,
back to
man.
2011.
I thought they were gonna chat to me though.
The Triple B Dream type beats, the Rich Forever type beats.
I thought they were gonna give me the same tunes that I was playing when we went Cuba, and I was like, they're gonna give me some things here. And then I heard the first single.
Yes, you did.
The first single. Give me one sec.
Shaq and Kobe.
Shaq and Kobe. When I heard Shaq and Kobe, I was like, okay. Yeah, man. We're going somewhere, bro. This is what I'm trying to hear from these, man. You know what I'm saying? And then you got the second single, Lyrical Easy. And that's where they sampled Jay's Lyrical Exercise. That's when they had the video. I think it was probably in Harlem somewhere. We got Jim Jones and them man in the video and that. And they were, yeah, man, they were talking them things there, innit? And I thought, okay, yeah, this
2 for 2.
The album's about to be fire, bro. And I'm listening to it, man. And yeah, man, it just wasn't what it was supposed to be. It was something else, man.
Garbage.
What was it?
It was just disappointing, man. That's literally all I've got, man. I was a bit disappointed with it, man. It probably came too late, to be fair. But to be honest with you, I thought that, you know what, the time that they've chosen to do it was an amazing time to do it as well, just because of where they're both at. Do you know what I mean? Like, I won't say they're on a level like playing field, but they both have really elevated themselves, innit?
I think they waited way too.
But I guess they probably waited a bit too late. Maybe it could have dropped around the times when they were doing like the self-made projects.
They would have dropped it 2015, 2016.
Yeah, man. Yeah, absolutely.
Maybe even 2019.
Yeah, exactly. So maybe it was that. Maybe it was that, man. And I heard Joe Biden kind of say that it was probably just a money grab, that they weren't really in it. And listening to it, it probably was, because I think they did it independently. So they were probably offered quite a bit of money to do it in that. And at times I could hear that, man. So
and you can tell the chemistry they had and the chemistry.
No, the chemistry is like, I don't think that's ever an issue. The chemistry is on point. The issue I had is with the production, man.
But it's also when I say connection, I mean the justification of why you're doing it.
Oh, okay, cool. But I think with those two, man, I think they could like sleep and make music together and it's supposed to bang. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. But for some reason, they just didn't on this project, man. I don't feel like they really used their production resource that they have at their disposal at all, man, because they put a lot of lackluster beats on this thing that they didn't need to put. The rapping was cool, but it was just the production for me that really let it down, man. So yeah, I was disappointed after all, man. I had to sit with it for a couple of days. I was like, oh yeah, nah, man, it's not, I'm not feeling it, man. So,
I haven't got back to it since.
Yeah, I ain't been back to it, man. So there's that. West Side Gun, and then You Pray also, same thing for me, man. Anyone that knows me knows I don't do trap at all. I don't fuck with trap. I fuck with Jeezy. I mean, that's it. So West Side Gun on this, I don't know West Side Gun for that. I know West Side Gun for like the dusty boom bap, New York basement type beats where, you know, the producer that's making it hasn't eaten in like 21 days and that. Do you know what I mean?
Brents do.
Yeah, I mean, that's what I know. And then the soulful loops, you know what I mean? Where you're just like, you're rapping from like that heart chakra. You know them ones? Mm-hmm. That's what I know him for. I don't know him for this trap stuff. So when I heard it, I was a bit disappointed. But again, like I said to you, I was kind of like, you know what, man? He's giving me amazing projects. So if he wants to experiment with this, that's fine. It's not for me. I'll catch you on the next one. So there's that. And then my third one was 38 Special and Conway. Special Machinery, man. I was really disappointed with that, bro.
I do hear that.
They were supposed to give me darker beats, like murkier beats, man. They were supposed to talk even more crud than they did.
Goodfellas?
No, huh?
Goodfellas?
I liked it. And not to say they didn't talk enough crud, but the beats weren't befitting for the crud that they were talking, man. So it felt like it was a bit of a mismatch and it didn't really hit. And like these two coming together, man, it's supposed to be fire, bro. It's supposed to be. Because Conway to me is like, he's one of the most amazing rappers doing it today, man. At 38 Special, I'm a new fan. Do you know what I mean? I became more of a fan when he was like doing stuff with Ransom that I really enjoyed. But yeah, man, it just didn't hit for me, man. Lyrical performance was cool. Again, they were let down on the production side, man. So yeah, that will make my disappointing albums of the year.
Quickly on Meek and Ross, there's nothing worse than listening to an album and feeling like they're treating it like a job, rather than like this is what something that their passion is making them do, as opposed to like a money grab. So that's all I wanted to say on that one.
I only had two, really, about three. You told them I had Meek and Ross with you.
Why were you disappointed with that?
Just because they don't fail. Does that make sense? Like, because all we've got off them is self-made. Like, Meek and Ross don't fail.
Oh, together?
Yeah, together, they don't fail. And even if you look at their discography, it's actually solid. Meek's got solid albums. Yeah. Like, his albums ain't whack. And Rick Ross as well. Rick Ross actually has solid albums. I wouldn't say they make poor albums consistently like the way all
Ross's catalogue is...
Yeah, like, not...
It's up there, man.
Yeah, like...
When we're talking about the best catalogues in hip-hop, it's up there.
He does good. So it's like, when them two link up as well, it's also... The nostalgia for me of MMG, like the first concert I ever went was Rich Fam and Rick Ross mixtape. So the nostalgia of them two collabing, I was like, yeah, I'm gonna get what I need. Like, I'm a boss or 2 Months Back or them kind of songs where it's just hype. Especially with Meek as well. It's like it's been a minute since you dropped an album. I've been waiting for this. I'm always gonna be a Meek fan, no matter how much he's a corny brother, but I'm always gonna be a fan of his music, even as corny as he wants to be. I could shuck and jive for as many
Meek ain't corny, man.
What?
We need to kill that narrative. Meek
shucks and jives for Michael Rubin.
Meek
but like, I'm always But I'm always gonna be a fan. So when it dropped, I'm similar like you. When they dropped Shaq and Kobe, I remember I was telling people, I was like, yeah, we've got one.
Man.
Then I sat on it, and the best way I can explain it is I haven't gone back since. If I haven't gone back since you dropped, then I'm not feeling it, man. And another one I've got is, it's nothing more than just me thinking it's a whack album, innit? It's Busta Rhymes.
Busta Rhymes?
Yeah.
What did he drop?
That's why he dropped something this year. Unless I'm going crazy.
Blockbuster.
Blockbuster?
Yeah.
I completely missed that.
Yeah, he dropped Blockbuster.
Blockbuster.
Yeah, he dropped Blockbuster. 2 packs of ass cheeks.
I haven't listened to it.
Yeah, don't listen to it.
By the features, I knew I would like.
I
I mean, the title was.
Yeah, we go to Spotify.
Oh, Blockbuster with an A.
Yeah.
Okay.
Do you see it, Yemi?
Yeah, this is.
Yeah, do you see it?
I didn't like the single yet.
Look at the
Coil
track
Ray
list.
as well.
Quavo,
Yeah,
Bio,
Quavo's
Young
on
Thug,
it. I think Quavo's on like track
Young
4.
Blue, Coil Ray,
Yeah, Coil Ray.
The Baby, T-Pain, Burna Boy.
Yeah.
The Return of Mansa Musa, though. That's the name of a song. Junior Choi.
Mansa Musa did
Junior
Return.
Choi's a.
Coil Ray song, they touched the sample, the J sample.
They did.
Ain't no on Reasonable Doubt. They should have never touched that.
But so it's nothing more. Just the album is 2 packs of ass cheeks. It is
Gigs, Cody,
yeah,
Black
but
Murray.
don't promote it.
An hour and 2 minutes.
Don't promote it. I listened to that on holiday. No.
Completely missed me, boy.
No, good. So I generally just had the Busta album. I don't know what I was expecting from Busta in 2023, to be honest with you. I actually don't know what I was. Like, I wouldn't say I went into there like, oh my God. I don't know what I was expecting. But it was more just off the back of us talking about Busta on the podcast.
But let me ask you, man, something. Yeah, does there come a point in time where you just gotta leave your legends alone? Like, as in, not really continue to listen to like their most current output?
1000%.
Because I remember Nee said something when I told him I was listening. This was like last year. I remember he was like to me when I said to him, like, "Yo, I was listening to Black Star album," and he was like, "Are you listening to Black Star album in 2022?" And at that time, I was a bit like, "What are you talking about?" But it made me think though. Does there come a point in time where
You gotta leave the legends alone.
yeah, you got to leave your legends alone?
That's different. They hadn't released an album in 24 years.
But I think he might have even said the same when Busta last dropped too.
Busta, I can understand a little bit. But at the same time, if that's one of your favorite rappers, and if they're a legend that you feel like you're obliged maybe to listen to them,
You're always gonna listen to them.
I don't think that's a bad thing.
If Jay dropped a
But
bad album,
do you ever get to a point where you're like, you know what, man?
no.
It depends on the artist, really.
If Jay drops today, and if Jay drops next year, and it's a poor album, he's gonna be in your disappointed albums list. But you're gonna say it's because
different
Jay's a
with Jay.
different
It's different
artist.
with
See, I
Jay,
knew
though.
it. That's what I knew.
I'm never not going to listen
But I
to
knew he
Jay.
was gonna say that though. It was different for Jay.
Yeah, I'm never not going to listen
Especially
to Jay.
artists that we grew up, legends that we grew up on. If
Yeah.
it's someone like a Rakim or KRS-One, then that's very easy because we didn't grow up on them like that.
Yeah, you
But if
deserve
it's a Jay, Nas, like Drake and Kendrick, they probably can get to that point as well. It might be a bit harder. So it really just
It comes
depends
out
on
to
the
the era.
artist.
Because I think Busta's in that territory for me, you know. I don't think I need to listen to another Busta album, man.
You don't.
I don't think so,
You don't. I'm just here to say Blockbuster was Apollo. Do you guys remember Apollo?
Apollo 13.
No. So in Tottenham, we didn't have Blockbuster. We had something called Apollo, and we used to buy our CDs, our DVDs and tapes from there because we couldn't get the real Blockbuster. It was Apollo, man. It was a poor album. Yeah, we had Apollo. We didn't have Blockbuster in the hood.
Trenches, bro.
Boy.
We had Apollo. So we had
How
to go-
ironic that you listen to an album called Blockbuster reminiscent about the time you didn't have Blockbuster.
We had Apollo. Like, you go there, you buy a tape, you take, like, I had Space Jam on tape, but I used to take it back home. But needless to say, it's a poor album. And another one is just for whatever it's worth. I don't like the Drake album. I think the Drake album is trash. It's disappointing. It's poor. It's pathetic.
For all
He
the
don't know-
dogs.
Fat
D.
Bro, he don't know how to make
What about
albums.
the deluxe version, the Scary Hours?
No. It wasn't scary.
I don't think Scary Hours could have saved that.
It wasn't
As good
scary.
as good as part of Scary Hours was, it could not
But
save
it's a standalone project.
No.
As a standalone, oh yeah, it's good.
J. Cole had the best verse on the album or the deluxe album, or whatever you want to call it. J. Cole's got the best verse. It's about time we've just said it. Aubrey don't know how to make albums. It's pathetic. He needs to grow up.
No, he does, man.
Okay, sorry.
He does.
No, he doesn't.
That's just not true.
No, he doesn't.
I weren't gonna. Yeah, that's just not.
I'm not gonna go that
If
far.
you shoot 2 for 10, are you a good shooter?
It's not 2 for 10 though, bro.
Do you know how to shoot?
Maybe
it's
he had a
not-
bad
it's not-
game.
it's not-
If you shoot 2 for 8, are you a good shooter?
It's not 2 for 8 though.
I think he's
Like
had.
you're,
I think he's had 2.
Yeah, but you're drawing it on a scale of like classics.
No, not classics. I think he's had 2 good albums.
that's a lie.
That's an opinion.
That's a lie.
That's an opinion.
You don't believe that.
I think he's had Take Care.
you go.
Nothing was the same. And what's the first one he had? Best thing I never. No, what's it?
You
called?
don't
Frank Me Later.
believe that, bro.
Okay, he had 3. Frank Me Later,
me.
Take Care. Nothing was the same.
He don't believe that.
Wallahi, I think he's only got 3.
He's podding.
I
He's
think-
podding.
I think
He's
I
podding.
think he's got less to be.
See,
fair.
yeah,
I think he's got 2.
is this new news that I've been saying this?
No.
He's got 3. Let's not even make it a Drake convo. But if you're shooting 3 for 10, you're not a good shooter. You're Giannis Antetokounmpo.
He just dropped a 60 piece. Relax.
He don't have to shoot.
He just dropped a 60
Okay, then I'll give you another one. Let me just think of he's a bad shooter. You're Bismack Biyombo. If you're shooting 3 for 10,
He's modern day Clay.
you know,
He's modern day Clay.
modern day Clay.
Modern day Clay.
Yeah, but yeah,
They're both light skin.
I just want to add him to the list as well. It was a poor album.
No, it was a poor album. Here's the thing. For me, it wasn't disappointing because I had zero expectations.
Why did you have 0 expectations?
Because for me, has not dropped a great body of work in a long last time.
And you don't like Drake.
So he don't know how to make albums.
And the disastrous run of Certified Lover Boy to Honestly Nevermind, to Her Loss, to this.
Honest, what's it called again?
Certified Lover Boy is
For all
not as
the
bad
dogs.
as everyone says.
That's the best one.
That's a good album.
What?
That's the best one.
What's the one?
Good as
Certified Lover Boy.
Good as.
It was
album.
decent.
Good as a
It
lot.
was decent.
Good as a lot.
It's a good album.
It was
Good as a
decent.
lot.
It was a decent
No,
album.
that's the best one of the run. That's the best of the run. But
it was a-
what does that say about how shit the run?
No,
has
no,
been?
no, no. But let's not exaggerate what the album was. It was a poor to decent album. Yeah, me. Let's not make it seem like nothing. It's a poor to decent album. It doesn't pass that decent rating for me. Wallahi.
I think if it was just a standalone and didn't drop any album after, we'd probably say it wasn't the best album. But because he's dropped so many after, we look at it now as the best of that bunch.
Let's not do that though. It's Amir Zaki of an album.
Don't do that.
What's the next?
He had one Wonder Kid season.
Yeah, he did it. He's got an overhead against you lot.
Streets will never forget. Why? All right, moving on then. We are going to name our favorite rappers of 2023. You want to go first?
Yeah, man. It's pretty much reflected in my favorite albums, to be honest with you, man. I got Sky Zoo. I just think his penmanship, or based off of that album, was unmatched this year. I got Black Thought, who, whenever he raps, just makes me feel like nobody on God's green earth has ever rapped better. You got Conway, who to me has been like, he's the nicest in Griselda. I think me and Yem have debated whether it's him or Benny. It's always been him.
He's clear.
And yeah, I think his consistency he just gets better with time, man.
Makes better projects as well.
Yeah, he's just getting better and better, man. So I think anytime he raps, man, whether I enjoy the album or not, man, like he's always rapping at a higher level, man. So Conway's in there, Ransom as well. Ransom, like, I don't really know what's gotten into him in the last few years, man, but he's just been rapping like a man possessed, man. Even though his albums didn't necessarily make my favorite albums of the year, the performances on some of the albums that he has dropped have just been, yeah, man. He's just lyrically, he's a disrespectful youth, man. And then you have, I'll probably throw Nas in there. Whether I liked the 2 albums he drops this year or not, Nas is Nas, isn't it? It's Nasir Jones, man. So whenever he raps, he's going to be the best
It's
of
actually default,
that time, and it's just Nasir, isn't it? So yeah, man, those will probably be my favorite rappers this year.
No?
So I've gone, surprise, I've got Cole there, just because of the feature run. I feel like every feature he's done, he's actually bodied the person's song it was. Whether it was Yachty, whether it was Drake, whether it was Dirk. I feel like the feature run he's been on this year has been stupid, if I'm my honest opinion. So I'll go Cole. I'm going to go Killer Mike as well, just because of what he done on his album. I'm going Larry June as well, because of the Avellino one, and then because of the other album as well. I've got Larry June there as well. And for UK, because I wanted one UK guy, I'm going Avellino. If you got one of my favorite albums of the year, UK or US, just in general, you might be my favorite album of the year. And it's because nothing more of your rapping level. Like Little Durk's in my album of the year, but I don't think it's not Little Durk's rapping level the reason why. It's just a lot more than that. Whereas with Avellino, the reason why Avellino's in my top 5 albums is because nothing more than your subject matter, the way you're rapping, the way you're putting words together. You have to be my rapper of the year. So I've got Cole, Mike, Larry June, Avellino, and I'll go Nas as well.
Fair enough. My list isn't completely reflective of my favorite albums list because I don't have Travis Scott, because Travis Scott's not known for his rapping. But I've got Cass is Dead. He was rapping on another level on his album. And I think I said it in the album's review where it was just like, the way he just conjures up pictures and stories with his words, it's crazy. So for the fact that he was able to return with such a strong body of work and be rapping, he's got to be up there. I've got Avellino as well, kind of for the same reasons, to be honest. He rapped at a high level on the project, and I think he's showed that he is one of the UK's best spitters. Whether old, new, like he's just up there, I'd say. Like he's always kind of been up there, but he's never really had the platform to really show it. But now that he's got the debut album, we can actually see it. Yeah, man, it's been a great year for him. So yeah, he deservedly is on my list. I've got Larry June as well. For the fact of, The Great Escape and the good fight with Cardo as well. Yeah, man. Not so much for the lyrical ability, but it's like the feeling that that he gives you, right? He makes you feel like you are like with him in a different car every day. You know what I mean? With another dime piece here. You know what I'm saying? You might be going to Seychelles one day, and then you might be in London the next. You know what I'm saying? Smoking with the Alchemist, all that good stuff. You want to be where Larry June is at every time, and that's down to the words that he conjures up and he tells. So yeah, got to salute Larry June. This one, another UK guy. None of his projects were on my favorite albums, but I thought he was rapping at a high level as well. Geordie. I really, really liked Geordie this year. He dropped 2 projects, and he also took part in the BET UK rap cypher, and he bodied it. Yeah, man, I've got a salute to him, man. He's quietly been doing this thing for a long time, and yeah, man, I think more light needs to be shone on him, man. He's a very dope spitter, and even in addition to the spitting, he's obviously got his other stuff with Filthy Fellas. So yeah, man, he's very much a personality, but he's someone who can also back that up with his bars and his music. So got to salute to him. He had a great year. And this one, because they performed on the same album, I'm going to give it to both of them. I'm going to cheat a little bit. Mike and Wiki. I couldn't separate them because they were just so dope. If you had a gun to my head, I'd probably say Wiki, but I want to give Mike his props as well because they were both as consistent as each other. And yeah, man, I just really love their work. I love their bars. They really make being like introspective fun, or at least they did for me this year. So yeah, man, I got to salute them 100% to those guys. So yeah, that's me. I mean, I could be bad man and arts like worse rappers, but probably don't do that.
No, we ain't gonna do that.
You can't do that.
I've got a name, but I think I'm good.
Who's your name?
You can bleep
Is it
it
Drake?
out. We can bleep it out.
What'd you say?
Is it Drake?
I just wanted to say Central C to hate, but you could bleep that out.
I mean, did you listen to the Split Decision EP with Dave?
Yeah.
You didn't think he was rapping well on that?
No.
Yeah, you're a hater.
Actually, yeah, I'm a hater. He was, man. I'm actually
you're
such a
a
hater.
big hater.
Because you know why? It's even when Sprinter comes on and vibes in. I'm a hater, man. Yeah, I'm a hater.
Yeah, you're big.
But you know what it is, though? It's just the level of difference between the two is so vast. That is so vast.
I hear that.
Like, you know that freestyle they were doing on YouTube?
Yeah, Victory Lap.
Like, bro, the difference in them two is insane. Insane.
Yeah, Dave's getting better. Have you heard his Jack Harlow verse?
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
The mad thing is, they were people who were like, they heard a snippet of it before it dropped, and they were saying, yeah, he's lost a step. Like, what's he rapping about? Like, this ain't the Dave that we know, and then he came and bodied it. And
No,
shut them up.
Dave's elite. It's not
Elite?
elite. Everything encompassed. He's elite.
Okay.
Yeah, he's elite, man. He's one of the. He's a gem, man. He's a wonder kid. Well, he's past the wonder kid now, but
Yeah, he can't be a wonder kid anymore.
yeah, he's a wonder kid that fulfilled his expectations.
Yeah. So Freddie would do it if he was good.
He says Fabregas.
We're going to move on now to sticking on the topic of rappers. The rappers that surprised us the most this year. The rappers that we might not have expected to surprise us or like do anything worth a damn. And what,
I ain't got to say it like that.
listen, man. Engagement. And yeah, who really like impressed us in a good way. It could be that, or it could be like debuting rappers who you might not have heard before who made a splash. Mo, we'll start with you.
I got 2 rappers. One because I didn't rate him, and essentially, Central C's one. Even though I knocked him the last one, I was just in it for the sake of LOLs. Central C surprised me because I really don't rate him. But I really don't rate him. But the EP that he had with Dave as well, I was like, okay, hang on a minute. He is getting busy, and I can't. There's only so much hating I can have towards a kid. Do you know what I mean? So I'll say Central C is the one that surprised me. And I've got another rapper, but he surprised me more because of the backlash that he was getting, and he kind of survived through it all. And that's Gunna.
Okay.
But Gunna didn't surprise me because of him. Like, it was more, I thought Gunna was finished. When Gunna came out, after everything happened with the YSL thing, I thought it was lights out for Gunna. And it seems like he's only got bigger.
Yeah.
Like, it just seems like his album people really, really rated. And he's only getting bigger. And he is essentially getting, no one's doing any features with Gunna. No one's on his songs. No one's on his albums. No one is standing next to Gunna. By all stretch of imagination, he should be out of here. So I want to say he surprised me, but more because of what I thought was going to happen to him than his music ability.
What he overcame.
Yeah, where Central surprised me with his musical ability this year as well.
And he's still got one of the bigger hits of the year as well.
Who's that?
With Fuck You Mean.
Exactly. So I'll say them two for two vastly different reasons.
I hear that. No, listen, Gunna's thinner now. He's got a girl. Like, he's moving up.
I thought it was lights out for him. I sincerely thought it was lights out for Gunna when he came out.
Yeah, in theory, it should have been. But listen, man. And I think a little bit of it as well is like his fan base maybe don't care about all that
They don't
shit.
care. They don't care.
It's not the vibe.
It's not road rap.
Yeah, it's like 6ix9ine in a sense. Obviously not as bad, but it's a thing of like, you've given us so much good music. We don't care what you're doing outside of that. Just keep giving us the music.
But he's like Lil Baby, for example. He's had a bigger year than Lil Baby. It's like, if I would have told you that, when it was, you would have looked at me like, there's no, do you know what I mean? It's just like, he's having a bigger year than a lot of these people that were being featured with him. So it's like, maybe he was that guy and they were featured with him rather than the other way around.
I guess in that kind of trap environment, it is very crowded. You do have Baby, you do have Gunna, you have loads of man. So now that he's actually like come through, and maybe this case and his ordeal has kind of helped him in a sense. Like, it's blacklisted him, but kind of not really.
Because it's like you could do your own.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'll take them two for two vastly different reasons. Pete?
I got one on my list. Geordie, actually. I hadn't listened to him before this year. And the first project I listened to was Prophets in Their Own Town. Yeah, man, this brother's serious, man.
Very.
This brother's serious, bro. When I was listening, I was just like, oh man, like, have I not listened to this guy before, man? This guy's nice with it, man. And he's the type of UK rapper that like I love discovering, man. Do you know what I mean? I just feel like, yeah, man, this guy's hard, innit? So he's one that I'm going to be paying attention to from here on out. But yeah, I was very surprised. I didn't realize he was as dope as he was. I've seen him kind of being a bit of a personality as well, like throughout the culture as well. So I didn't really expect him to be as nice as he was. And I don't even know what made me listen. It might have been something that you said or something that you might have shown me or something. I don't know. But it wasn't something that I would have done on my own accord. And I was just like, yo, let me check this guy out, man. And I checked it out. I was just like, okay, yeah. This guy's all right, man. I like him. I think he's nice with it. So yeah, that surprised me. And he's someone I'm going to be paying attention to. And I liked his Love Ting project as well.
Yeah, that was good too.
That was dope too, yeah.
Yeah.
Both sides.
Yeah.
I got a few. Number one, I got Young Thug, mainly because I've never been a Young Thug fan. I've tried. I listened to Barter 6 back in the day. I listened to, was it Too Much Fun or So Much Fun, like a couple of years ago. Wasn't a fan. But he dropped an album this year. I think it's called Business is Business. Forgive me if I got it wrong. And I really enjoyed it. It's like, it's fun. It's the Thug that I thought I was going to get all that time ago. It's very, very fun, very unserious, but at the same time, like, you know that he can get raggo at any point, and there were elements of that in the album as well. I think I was pulled to it because of the whole case and, his plight and, just seeing what would happen. Because obviously he released it when he was in prison. Maybe the prison effect will have some things, will have some kind of shine. And yeah, man, I enjoyed it. It's not something I went back to, but it was something that, like, when I look back at this year, it's definitely something that I did not expect. Like, I didn't have me enjoying a Young Thug album on my bingo card for 2023. And lo and behold, it happened. So salute to Thugger. I've also got a few new UK rappers as well. I got Prof. Prof is a rapper from South. He dropped an EP called Lost in Translation. You would love him. Like, not necessarily in the Geordie section of it, but lyrical. It's introspective. He tells stories. It's very, like, nourishing as well. It's a lot of pain rap. It's a lot of, like, not necessarily road rap, but he gets into that as well. Like, some of his bars, some of his wordplay is great. He kind of appeared out of nowhere for me. I heard a lot of people spoken about it. Chedu as well. Shout out to Chedu. He mentioned it as well recently. And I just thought, let me listen to it. Listen to it in the gym. And yeah, man, it was hitting. So I'm very much looking forward to what he's got left to do. Yeah, he sounds like a great talent. So salute to him. Another South London rapper, Tay Jordan. Tay Jordan makes, I'm not necessarily calling him the Larry June of the UK, but it's kind of similar in the sound. It's kind of like very 80s synthy sort of thing. It's very much of that ilk. And I think he names like Larry June, Jay Worthy, like Dom Kennedy, Currency, those kind of guys as like his influences. He dropped a project this year called Have a Nice Trip, which is really, really dope. And yeah, I'm looking for it's like street rap, but over the kind of synthy Larry June-esque type production, which is dope to me. So yeah, I really enjoyed that. That's probably another project that could have got honorable mention for me for best albums, because I just went back to that a lot. So salute to Tay Jordan. Another rapper that I've been paying attention to for a few years, but he just seems to be on the run of his life right now. Ashbeck. Ashbeck is a rapper, I believe, from Northwest. And in the alt rap scene, he's everywhere. Like, he's collabed with so many different artists, and even on the recent Qualum tape, he was doing a song with Novelist. It was a tune where they sampled Gash by the Hour, and he just like went off on that. So yeah, I've been very, very impressed with Ashbeck's work. He dropped a project as well as a joint EP with Rushy, and they were all very well constructed. So salute to Ashbeck. And my final one is a guy called Joe James. Joe James is I want to say East London rapper. He dropped like 4 projects this year, and all very, very dope. One was 3, one was 6, one was 9. And can't remember the name of the other one, but yeah, man. Another one, just dope raps, very minimalist type production, but yeah, man, he did the damn thing. He's the type to like cram as many words as possible into a stanza, but it kind of works in a way. It's not wonky, but like, yeah, he kind of brings it back. Very monotone. It's like, yeah, man, it's like, it was dope. I really enjoyed him. So yeah, I'm looking forward to what he has left to do as well. Hopefully the 4 names that I mentioned, as far as like the UK rappers, get more shine next year, but they've made a good start this year.
There was one girl actually that I found out this year. I'm trying to remember her name. I think it was Chris. It was Chris something. Cristal?
Cristal? Oh yeah, she's dope.
Yeah, her.
She's dope.
And that's the one that had the fumes.
The plugged in.
Yeah.
Tizandos.
Bro,
that broke the internet.
Like, she gets busy, and I saw a little clip of her on the train yesterday. I think she was on the Victoria line rapping, and there was just some weird stuff going on around her. But she's someone that I found out about this year. I just said, yep, I like the look of it.
She's dope.
Yeah, she gets busy. So I forgot to add her. And I remember I was trying to remind myself what her name was. So, Cristal, salute to you. That she's one of them ones.
Feel you. Cool. Well, we'll move on now to our favorite producer or producers of the year. I can go first. I've only got one. It's The Alchemist. Yeah, man. The Alchemist. He's probably been my favorite producer for the last like 3 years. But that's how consistent he's been. Like, each year he's dropped an album that has been in my top 5. I think in 2020 it was like Alfredo.
Yeah.
2022 it was I can't even remember, but there was definitely one. And obviously this year he's got 2. Bro, he might be the best producer doing it right now.
Yeah.
I can't front, man. Like, and the fact that he's now started rapping, like, it's just, yeah, it just adds to it. It just adds to the shimmer, adds to the shine. But yeah, man, listen, Great Escape, Safe as a Rock, and his projects as well, like Flying High 1 and 2, the tune he did with Oh No, Gangrene, where he's just barring. Yeah, man, I had to give it to Alchemist, man. He's just doing crazy things, and I hope it continues. It's crazy because I was very late on The Alchemist. I was very, very late on him. But now I'm here.
When did you get involved?
It would have been like 2018.
So what, you missed? Hold you down.
Yeah, I missed it all.
Oh, man.
I missed it all. So that stage of his career, I very much missed. And now in his, like, this part of it, I'm all for it. And I've gone back and I've loved it, obviously. The Mobb Deep days as well and all that. But yeah, man, I love it, man. Love it. I think this time next year, I might have to have a conversation about him. If he continues on this, I might have to have a conversation about him being one of my favorites ever. So, and that'll be a difficult conversation.
I feel like he's probably already there.
I thought he was already there for you as well, to be honest with you. Just in general, I think he's there for kind of everyone. But
I've got RZA, Primo, Ye, Tip, and can't remember the fifth one. Madlib. So if he does do it, boy, that'll be tough. But salute to The Alchemist, man.
Yeah, I got Alchemist in mind as well. Yeah, there's not really much more I can say that he's been there for me like, the last few years as well. And yeah, his consistency is just amazing. I love his style of production. I feel like he's just continuing to grow as well. And I like the pocket he's in. But I feel like he finds different ways to kind of stretch the pocket out a little bit, man. And I like Conductor Williams as well. I've enjoyed what he's done this year. I think his biggest placement was probably on the Drake tune, 8am in Charlotte.
Fire.
But yeah, if you fucking with Griselda, you're fucking with Conductor Williams in it. So yeah, big up them, man.
Did you listen to his solo tape?
No, not yet.
It's a little more experimental. It's not like what he does with Griselda or whatever. So
I listened to the joint he put out with Conway.
I need to get onto that.
Yeah, and I think that's like, it's still Griselda, but it is a little bit different. So yeah, it was cool.
In a good way?
It was all right. But yeah, man, those are my favorite producers of the year.
Kind of similar to you, man. I only really had Alchemist, and I had Metro, because he had a few songs on the Dirk album, and I liked his tape as well. So I had Metro, but Alchemist is kind of the only one I had as well.
Yeah.
Sweet. I want to send a shout out as well. Honorable mention to El Londo. He's another underground UK producer. He dropped a tape called Thanks Londo, and it's got a lot of the underground guys that I just mentioned. Yeah, he's dope. I just wanted to give him that salute.
Salute to him.
I want to big up Emil, just because.
Yes, big up Emil.
Just because.
He's been getting busy this year as well.
Yeah, just because.
UK producer.
Salute to Emil.
Yeah, man. Salute to him. Looking forward to seeing what he's got coming as well. Sweet.
Big up Rags as well.
Big up Rags as well.
Rags.
100%. Family. Sweet. We will move on now to we're going to do something different because obviously we're a rap podcast, but sometimes it does pay to pay tribute to the stuff outside of the genre. So I was expecting that. So now we're going to move on to some of our favorite non-rap albums of 2023. This should be fun. Peter, you can start.
I've got Yusuf Days, Black Classical Music. That's probably my favorite album of the year. Any genre of music, man. That shit was just flawless, man. I think, did I see him this year?
Well, we saw him in Soho.
Okay, that was it, yeah. Yeah, that was just fucking fire, man. There's not much more to say, man. I feel like it sounds exactly like the name of the album, innit? So it was just an amazing album, man. Like the musicality on it. I think with Yusuf Days though, man, the musicality is always going to be at a very high level, man. And the album is just flawless for me, man. So I got that in there. I got Venna Equinox in there as well. Again, an amazing project for me. I've got Cleo Soul Heaven in there as well. Anyone that knows me knows how I feel about Cleo. I'm still like, I'm kind of licking my rooms about missing Salt.
Have you seen the clips?
Case sent me something literally on my way here. I was just like, babe, don't.
Yeah.
I would have paid that money. I didn't have an issue with that. I just didn't know when it was going on sale.
It went on sale on Monday.
Monday
morning, yeah.
Yeah, I would have definitely paid for that. I wouldn't have cared.
I feel you.
I've got Fabo, Don't Get Too Cozy, some dope R&B, dope contemporary R&B. I've got Jordan Ward Forward as well. That came out this year as well, innit?
Yeah.
That was fire. And then I've got Daniel Caesar, Never Enough.
I don't have nowhere near as much as that.
Okay, go true.
I only had Sampha.
Sampha?
Yeah.
You?
Don't ever diss with me.
You like Sampha?
Yes, I do.
Yo!
Yes, I do.
Shake my hand.
Can I just say that's salute to? Can I just say salute to Kendrick Lamar for the free ball? Or no?
Feel you.
Can I just, because I'll be honest with you, before that, no way. Yeah. But Kendrick free balled it to me. It's actually been, if you check my...
There's hope for the kids still.
Now, if you actually look at my most listened to this year, he's there as well. But yeah, Sampha, hey. But I don't have no way. That's all I have. That one, I'm one and done.
How many non-rap albums did you listen to this year?
Quite a bit, but it wasn't anything that came out this year. Do you get what I mean? Like, I wouldn't say albums that came out this year outside hip hop. Sampha's the only one, really.
So you listened to, yeah, that you enjoyed.
That I enjoyed. That I thoroughly like. I go back to that quite often. But number one, I don't appreciate the surpriseness.
You've never once mentioned Sampha.
It's a hip hop podcast.
You've never once mentioned Sampha in the 6 years I've known you.
I also don't mention Atomic Kittens, but I know Atomic Kittens.
I mean, you've mentioned like Hanson. You ain't mentioned Sampha.
Yeah, but like, I know Nickelback. Do you want me to mention Nickelback songs I like?
That'd be nice.
Salute to Rockstar. Amazing song.
Cool.
But yeah, that's about it. Him, he's childish. He's got about 6 songs. But I don't have nowhere near as that. So salute to Sampha. That's my favorite non-rap album of the year.
Well, amazing.
What about you, Yemi?
I've got 5. I've got Sampha as well.
Okay, now we're podding.
Yeah, man. Bro.
Elite.
It's just a really good album, man. I think he's been away for, 6 years? So it was going to be an event whenever he dropped. And he's been doing these live shows as well, which are very like intimate and immersive. And yeah, when I hit play, yeah, man, lovely. I don't know what to call it, but it's amazing nonetheless. You can hear the growth, you can hear the maturation in his lyricism, in his vocal tones, in his subject matter. He's talking about like the album is named after his dad, so you already know it's personal. And yeah, man, really, really dope album, man. Really, really dope. Sanfa only knows how to do dope shit, so salute to him. I've got Yusuf Days as well. Yeah, man, like you said, it does what it says on the tin. Black classical music. I interviewed him, and he was very much trying to invoke generations of black music and calling it classical music. So you hear soul, you hear a little bit of reggae, you obviously hear the jazz. Like it's all there. Like a little bit of drum and bass. Like it's all there. And like, yeah, man, he just did an amazing stuff. And it's very symbolic for him because it's like his first album as like the band leader. Obviously he had Yusuf Kamal, but it was two of them. Yeah. Whereas this time he's commanding a band. And yeah, man, he took the authority with aplomb. And yeah, man, it's just such a dope jazz album, man. If you're into jazz, that is an album you need to check out 100%.
Turquoise Galaxy.
Crystal Palace Park.
Yeah, man.
The title track.
Yeah, man.
Shit, man.
Yeah, man.
Shit. Even
Afro-Cubanism.
Yeah, man. The shit with Masego. Yeah, man. Jamila Barry.
Fam.
Big up Jamila Barry, man.
Shout out to her.
Big up, man. Big up the Queen,
Big
man.
up to her. Big up to her.
Big up to her, I guess.
Yeah, man. I've also got Daniel Caesar. Not enough.
Never enough.
Never enough. Whatever. Yeah, man. I think Daniel Caesar's another weird
Tricky one, isn't it?
Yeah, it was another weird one as well.
I forgave him though, man.
Yeah, I kind of forgave him after a while. Like I never held it as a grudge sort of thing.
Yeah.
And I always went back to certain songs. But this album, from start to finish,
Valentina,
Fire.
baby.
Fire. He's always been super talented. He's always been a dope singer. Yeah, man, it all came together on this project, man. All came together. It's like, yeah, man, it's so dope. It's immersive. It's like atmospheric. It's everything you want from like a modern day R&B album. Like it's really, really dope. So salute to Daniel Caesar. I've also got Amaray, Fountain Baby. Amaray, another one I need to salute. She's dope, man. I just feel like that album is such a nice mashup of like pop music with a little bit of Afro beats, with a little bit of everything in between. Like it's sexy, it's provocative, it's dope, man. It's like it's very forward thinking. She took like what was it, the Koji beat with Cash. She took that and made it amazing as well. Like yeah, man, she dropped an amazing album, and she's got one of my favorite songs of the year, Princess Going Digital. So yeah, salute to Amaray. Incredible body of work. And my last one is a little bit left field. It's a band called Witch with an album. I knew that was coming. It's a band called Witch. It's an acronym. We intend to cause havoc.
What are they?
They are a Zambian psychedelic garage rock band.
You know you sent me one of their things like a few years ago.
How do you feel?
Madlib put me on.
Yeah, but the album's from like the 80s, I think.
It's from the 70s, yeah. So this is their first album in like 40 years. So basically, they were in their prime in the 70s, and then they broke up time ago, and then they came back this year, well, last year really, they were doing a couple boardroom sets and live shows with like the main band leader from way back then and a new band, and they dropped their first album in like 40 years this year.
With all members?
4 members, yeah. Well, I don't know, with the new members.
Oh, new members.
Yeah, with the new members. So it's the old band leader and the new members.
Okay.
And yeah, man, I just really liked it, man. I've always liked Witch since Madlib put me on. He mentioned them like in a clip one, like years ago when I was like doing my Madlib digging. And yeah, man, I never put Witch down. And yeah, man, it's good to know that they haven't lost a step even with new band members. It's really, really dope. Very like, it's very dusty in a lot of ways, but yeah, I really liked it. So salute to Witch. That's an album I couldn't get enough of as well. So that was my favorite non-rap album.
You say God forbid.
You say God forbid.
Yeah, come on. Witch.
Struggle this guy, man.
It's an acronym.
What's the acronym? Why is everything an acronym?
We intend to cause havoc.
Cool. Did you see why his sales acronym was?
What's wrong with my
Fug's one.
Well, he's got loads.
Yeah, he's got a funny acronym. I think he said, together uphold something.
I want to give an honorable mention as well to Mac DeMarco, 5 Easy Hot Dog. Mac DeMarco. Sorry. Mac DeMarco. Mac DeMarco. 5 easy hot dogs, instrumental rock music.
What's it called?
5 easy hot dogs.
God damn.
Get it out. Get it out.
It's not even me, it's
Get
Peter.
it out.
It's actually Peter.
What's wrong with Miami, man?
And you wonder why I'm surprised when you say you listen to Sample. You're immature as fuck. You're immature as fuck.
It was an easy joke.
Oh shit!
It was actually a
What was the joke? What was the joke?
Why do you think he's laughing so much?
What did you say?
I just said repeat the name of the album.
5 easy hot dogs. What was the joke?
Hey, yo.
That's an Ayo. You might need to grow up. Man. You might need to grow up differently. You might need to grow up differently.
Yo, you're right. Yo, I can't lie. 5 easy hot dogs.
What's wrong with Miami, bro?
Hey, yo.
That's definitely a yo.
That's
man.
definitely a
That's
yo.
definitely
5
a
easy
yo.
hot dogs, you know? 5 easy hot dogs. You could have named it anything, you know? 5 easy cars, 5 easy skies.
I mean, there's more context to the album if you want to hear it.
Oh, fairs. It's about
There's no point. This is an honorable mention. We don't need to get into it.
Oh man.
salute to them though.
Yeah.
What's wrong with Mohammed, bro?
Any other honorable mentions?
Not me, man.
Obviously. Cool. We will move on now
Hey.
to an assessment of our 2023 predictions. End of each episode, at the end of the year, me and Mo anyway, because Peter don't believe in that shit, make predictions on what's going to happen in the following year. And we're here to assess our predictions for 2023. Mo, do you remember yours?
Nah, do you have it?
No.
Let me go find it.
I was hoping that you would have yours.
I would, but let me just go find it.
Preparation. So, let me go for mine. I had 3. So I had J Hus will be dropping an album, which he obviously did. I had Little Sims dropping an album, which he obviously did not. And I had Nas dropping Magic 2, which he did. And obviously, he did more than that. So, yeah. I tried to keep it very simple after 2022 having... Actually, no, I think my prediction for 2023 is that Stormzy would drop a disappointing album. And I got that right, in my opinion. So, yeah. I'm doing kind of well when it comes to predictions.
Yeah.
So, that was mine.
Mohammed.
I want to find it now.
While Mohammed is searching, I had no predictions, as I don't really tend to predict things. I do have a prediction for next year, though.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Do you really?
Yeah.
Alright, cool. I said it's going to be a media year for hip hop. I said if Drake drops, it's going to be a media album. And I said J Hus is going to drop the album of the year. Cool. Drake had an absolute meaty album. Hip hop was a meaty year. And I was just off with J Hus. So 2 out of 3. 75%.
Not bad.
Not bad.
Hey, look at us.
Look at us. Who would have thought it?
We are...
Who would have thought it?
You and us. You and I.
Who would have thought it? But yeah, that was my predictions for the year.
Sweet. All right, then. Well, we'll then move on to our predictions for 2024. Now, how this is going to work is we are going to go through our own predictions and we are then going to get a little bit of help from the community, the Rhymes Like Dimes community. We reached out on Twitter for your suggestions and your hot takes, and we're going to go through them as well. So, who wants to go first with theirs?
I'll go first. J Electronica's dropping next year.
Oh,
Wow.
Yeah.
inside sources or just
He's dropping next year.
inside sources?
He's dropping next year.
Are you Fabrizio?
He's dropping next year.
Here we go.
That's all I got. That's all I'm saying.
You
Fair.
think so?
Fair.
He's dropping next year, bro.
Really?
100%.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to come back to this.
Yeah.
All right.
Do you want that?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. What do you mean, do I want that?
And Jay drops next year too.
Don't do that because that was my prediction.
Jigger.
That was my prediction as well.
I mean, I think I would look forward more to a Jay-Z than Jay, like,
Of course.
personally. But, okay.
Any more predictions?
It's a prediction.
Vultures is going to be whack.
That was supposed to hit, well, that
Last
did
night,
hit
last
streaming,
night.
and then it got taken off
Yeah.
streaming.
Yeah, last night.
And now he's on a Yes Jules live, just
He told
moving,
Yes Jules get out of the room.
moving mad.
I probably won't listen.
I'm not listening. I have no desire to.
Um,
It's got Freddie Gibbs on it, though, and a few others.
God bless.
have you not heard the Backstreet Boys sample?
No?
Yeah, he sampled Backstreet. Everybody, he sampled it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Interesting. I know Nicki didn't clear a song, and that's why he
and that's
went on a
why-
rant.
yeah.
Yeah.
It was like I gave him a monster, told her to rewrite her verse 3 times. But is that your predictions? Fairs. Do you want me to say mine or do you want to go? 2024 is going to be a better year for hip hop than 2023. That's number 1,
Inshallah.
inshallah. Number 2, Jay-Z's going to drop an album. And my third prediction is J. Cole's going to drop the best album he's ever dropped in 2024.
Do you think
rapping wise?
Do you think the fall off is coming in 2024?
Yeah, and I think it's going to be the best rapping album he's ever had.
The best rapping album he's ever had.
Yeah, like he's going to rap at more of an elite level than he's ever rapped before on that album. Those are my predictions.
It would be a bit of a disappointment if he didn't, considering
because of
the run he's had.
Yeah, exactly. So that's the thing I'm going to go with. Hole's dropping. Cole's going to drop the best rapping ability we've ever seen of him on that album. And overall, 2024 is going to be better than 2023, inshallah.
I mean, as we know, his rapping ability has never been the problem with J. Cole. It's been the beats. It's been the production.
No, I think
he corrected that a little bit with the off season.
Yeah.
So hopefully he carries that on.
Yeah. No, I think, but for me, For Your Eyes Only was, even the rapping was born For Your Eyes Only and KOD, but that's just me, innit?
It was poor.
I hated the way he was rapping on For Your Eyes Only. I hated it.
Fair enough.
I've got something that I wanted to add, but I don't think it's going to happen next year, though. But I think it might happen in 2025.
What?
Kano and Gets.
What, joint album?
Yeah.
Swear?
If Gets Kano outside, boy.
That'll be different.
Yeah.
Tell you that for free. Salute to Gets, by the way.
That's going to happen.
Salute to Gets.
Fair.
Yeah. You know me?
I've only got one. I think it's going to be a great year for women in UK rap. I think I've seen enough this year to know that whether you like the lyrical stuff, whether you like the sexy stuff, you've got something for it all. You've got C China, you've got Miss Banks, Steph London on that side. You've got Shy Cartier, who did Bossed Up, like that blew up the internet. You got Cristal, you got Sims, you got Any, you got so many different people in both buckets and in between as well. Bex as well, like they're spitting at a high level, and I feel like it's going to be a good year for them.
Give me a name.
Give you a name?
Yeah. What female rapper that we're not, so not Little Sim, not Steph London, that you see next year really making a name for themselves? If you had to just say one, on like one that's, for example, Peter's going to end up knowing this time next year, no disrespect.
Bex.
Cool.
I think Bex she's already dope. She's kind of with like, well, not with, but she's affiliated to like Oscar World Peace and them, man. And she dropped a couple good tracks this year. She dropped Check, which was really dope. She just knows how to spit, man. So I feel like if she drops a project, I think it's going to be well received. It might be a thing where, not necessarily mainstream, but I feel like she's going to turn some heads. So I think Bex, Monzo as well. I think Monzo's dope. She dropped a song recently called Spitting in Tongues. She's dope. So I think we'll get good things from her as well. So yeah, I think it's gonna be a great year for the women.
Salute to the women.
Sweet. And we'll now move on to some of your hot takes and predictions for the year 2024. Where am I going? I'm going here. So the first one comes from friend to the show, Flashy Silla. He says his prediction for 2024. Audiences are getting tired of lazy lyrics. The genre is going back to its essence of lyricism and creativity. 2024 is going to be an interesting year for hip-hop because I don't think there'll be much of a grey area. How you feel about that?
I hear it.
I hear him. I'm not sure, man. I don't know if it will be any different from what it is at the moment, man. I feel like what he's saying, I think, is kind of where we are at the moment, to be honest with you, especially in the underground anyway. On the mainstream, I think he might be referring to more on the mainstream though, because I feel like that's probably where there needs to be less of a grey area. And if there was less of a grey area, then we probably would stop like accepting such mediocre shit. So I mean, I would love for that to be reality, but I'm not sure, man. We'll have to wait and see. I don't have high hopes for it though, especially if like the big boys aren't really dropping or the big girls ain't really dropping. Then I don't really see how that's going to happen unless we're going to get someone that is from the underground that can come through and like really do a thing. I don't know how that's going to happen.
In the US, I would agree with you. I feel like there's probably not going to be much of a grey area because J. Cole aside, can you really pinpoint anybody in the mainstream field of hip-hop this year that kind of brought it back to the essence of lyricism?
No.
Probably not. Drake did Scary Hours, but, that wasn't for the mainstream, I'd say. In the UK, I'd probably agree a little bit more because, obviously Dave and Central C, Pot of Paper, Bellino, they all had accomplishments on a mainstream level. Like, obviously Sprinter charted for 10 weeks, which is like the longest running UK rap history for a song. Pot of Paper did well. Obviously, everybody loves the album. Avellino, I think he won awards for God Save the Streets. So I can see that a little bit more. Whether there'll be a grey area, I do hear that a little bit in terms of the UK, but it will be interesting to see how it goes, really and truly. So, yeah, I think it will be kind of a split. US, not so much. UK, I'll be watching this space. So salute to Flashy Silla.
Big up.
Salute to Flash.
The next take is from Naz from Newham, who is a fellow writer. Her take is, my actual rap-related prediction, because she did something else before, is that there will be more experimental approaches to the genre. Excited to see rappers push out the boat a bit by incorporating different sounds.
Yeah, probably.
Facts.
Probably. I think people like Tyler, the Creator, Andre 3000 doing his thing as well, Kanye being who Kanye is, the fact that Drake is, even though people didn't like Honestly Nevermind, he's been dabbling in different shit. Yeah, it's going to...
I think the UK as well, though.
It's going to continue to allow for people to try different things and push the boat. Even people like, and I can't stand this guy, but Lil Yachty. Like, I heard he dropped a project that wasn't rap and it was actually really good. My friend Fab was like, "Oh, you got to check it." I said no, but
what did you say?
I said
no, but she sent me a song that I actually thought was good.
Yeah, it's Tame Impala-esque.
Yeah, exactly. But so yeah, she's probably right. I think it will happen,
especially in the UK.
And then there'll be a whole conversation as to whether when the albums that these artists are doing the experimental shit are doing it on, then there'll be a conversation as to whether it should be nominated for this. Why is it in this category? It should be in that category. I'm sure that will happen as well.
Yeah, I'm sure as well. Mo?
No, I agree. I think the UK is starting to trend towards that as well now, especially with the experimental. I think there's a lot of UK artists that are heading towards there. There's one I saw on Twitter a couple of days ago. I forgot his name. Some Somali kid. I was really kind of doing that, and then someone was kind of be like, "Oh, he's next up in the alt scene." But I do think the UK as well is spearing towards there as well on a major level.
Yeah, I mean, I think, and I've written about this a couple of times this year. I feel like there is generally in the UK a bit of a thirst for something different. Like, we've had drill, we've had Afro swing, we've had grime, kind of more traditional sounds. I think people are more in the mood for how people can push the boat out a little bit more. They kind of want something that isn't the stereotypical. We've kind of seen that with, Len obviously dropped like a very like trappy, experimental Jersey Club type project. Obviously Tyler, the alt scene generally, they just experiment like, it's going out of fashion. So I feel like in that scene, especially as that's becoming more visible generally, that alt scene, we're going to see generally a pushing of different sounds. I'm not going to say they're going to go mainstream or anything, but there's definitely going to be that like appetite for testing yourself with new sounds. And listen, I'm all for experimentation. I'd love to see it more. And yeah, man, even some of the mainstream names, like, yeah, man, like, even though you don't necessarily like Lil Yachty, I commend him for doing what he was doing. It was a step out sort of thing. Everything else he's been talking about this year, boy, I can't co-sign. But at the start of the year, he had me. So I very much appreciate him kind of doing that and pushing himself. And I thought that's what music's all about, really. Like, I'm all for you stay in your lane if you think that's good for you, but if you also have the confidence to experiment and do different things, I think that's dope as well. So hopefully we do see more experimentation.
Yeah.
Any more? Or?
Yeah, we got a couple more. Next one from Money Making Mel said street rap that they're saying is going to have some major renaissance will last all but 5 minutes. UK. He's talking about the UK here.
Street rap will never die.
Well, I guess he's speaking more so about, obviously Pot of Paper, that did really, really well. The continued prominence of people like Heady, K-Trap, obviously Youngs and Tiny Boost, they did their thing this year. So I guess he's saying that it's kind of having its moment in the sun for now, but it's not going to be.
What does that mean? I don't understand what that even means. What do you mean moment in the sun?
Well, I mean, he's saying that it's supposedly having some major resurgence because everybody is like, it's popular again.
More rap is always going to be there. It's always, you're never going to get, as long as rap exists, road rap is always going to be alive.
Like resurgence where? Like, I don't really understand where the resurgence is. If it's never gone anywhere, then Is he saying more on a mainstream level?
I think he's
Yeah, he said major resurgence, so that's in relation to
a major resurgence.
Yeah.
Nah. It's always going to be, in my head, road rap's always going to be, it's always going to be there. It's never going to go for it.
I don't think he's saying that street rap is going to die out.
But even on the
But
mainstream,
for him to say that it's going to be a major resurgence, then it must have gone somewhere for it to resurge, right?
As in, like, not been as popular.
Yeah, that's
I think that's what he means.
That's a
popular.
That's a subjective conversation, isn't it?
Pop was always popular. I like Pop got more popular this year. No, he just dropped the album this year.
Yeah, but I suppose because it's pretty much everywhere. You go on socials, that's all you, at some point, that was all you saw. That was Potter,
That's always
right?
gonna be. It's always gonna be like that to me. Whether it just goes quiet for a little month or two, cool. But road rap's always gonna have its moment throughout the year, always.
And there'll be moments where there's a road rapper that's kind of leading that charge. In a sense, innit?
Like, it's always gonna.
It might be Potter for some people.
Can't get rid of. Nah, no way. Sorry,
but I think for as long as like people like Giggs are doing what they're doing, regardless of how you feel about him, the fact that he's flying about between here and the US as well,
it's gonna be in your face
and doing what he's doing, there will always be that room that's carved out for what that man represent.
But salute to is it Money Mel? Yeah, salute to Money Mel, but I rebuke it.
Yeah, we know how you feel about you in your street rap.
No, I'm joking. I've actually played him. Salute to Money Mel.
Sweet. And the last one from Nana Fufu Hene II. Dave is going to drop album of the year.
I'm not mad at it. I'm really not. UK in general.
He just said album of the year.
In general, I think Hov is going to drop album of the year next year. That's my prediction.
Obviously, adding more predictions.
Yeah, sorry, but I just thought it went hand in hand. If Hov's dropping an album, it'll be album of the year. I think Hov's going to drop album of the year next year. But
was 444 album of the year?
That year?
Yeah.
Do you remember what else dropped?
No.
Nah, I ain't got a clue. But
it was up there.
I would like to assume it was up there. It definitely was up there. I think it's one of his best albums recently, anyway. But needless to say, I think Dave UK wise, I don't see why not.
Yeah, it's always possible
Yeah,
with
I don't see
someone with
why
that
not.
talent level.
Yeah,
man.
I don't see why not.
It's always possible.
He's given me two great albums so far.
He's in that like
He's a rebel.
he's in that Nasir sort of realm for me where
That's a big
the
compliment.
penmanship is just like it's formidable, isn't it?
That's a huge compliment from you, by the way.
Yeah, I think like for him it's a bit different because I think he actually knows how to make hits.
He does.
Do you know what I mean? So it's a bit different, but I think he's kind of from that mold where the penmanship is like first and foremost. Fortunately, I think Nas came before him, and Nas can make all the mistakes so he could see that and kind of
Know where to go.
hone the penmanship as well as understanding. Okay, cool. I need to know how to really make music. So yeah, it's always possible with someone with that talent level, man.
Yeah, I think if he brings the Split Decision and the Jack Harlow energy into an album, yeah, you won't be able to deny
He
it.
can't miss, man.
You won't be able to deny it.
Dave,
He might be the most complete artist we have.
he is.
Just as far as like musicality, rapping,
lyricism.
knows how to make hits,
Lyricism.
like subject matter, like yeah, I think he's got it all.
He's got it all. Like, there's something Huss has that he.
Yeah, I don't know if he's more complete than Huss.
He's more complete than Huss. He raps better than Huss.
Debatable.
Rapping.
Debatable.
I think he raps better than Huss.
Debatable.
Personally.
Debatable.
I think he definitely raps better than Huss. Definitely.
I don't know if I'd say definitely.
I think he definitely raps.
He raps better than us.
Yeah,
for me.
man. And Huss is don't worry, you know how I feel.
Does he rap better than Nux?
We've had this conversation.
Yeah, I don't know.
That's way more of a debate to me.
I don't know if he raps better than Nux.
I think that's way more of a debate to me.
I don't know if he raps better than
Who
Nux.
raps better, Nux or Huss?
I think Nux rhymes better than Huss, man. I think Nux is.
I think Dave raps better than both of
Nux is one of them ones for me.
But
man.
Nux gets busy.
I'm not mad at it either. If you say
Nux,
either.
yeah,
Nux
he's
is-
one
Nux
of them
is-
ones for me.
I'm not mad if you say either.
Hey, man.
One day it might be Nux for me, the other day it might be.
That's what I'm saying. Like, when you're pinning these guys against each other, you could tell it's fine.
Yeah, it's tough. Okay, you know what? Yeah, Dave is probably lyrically nicer than Huss, but I feel like Huss gives me more to where I feel like he's better than Dave though.
I think all around Dave is the
Because
best
it's not just the lyrics, man. I feel like Huss is like charismatic and he's got sauce in it. Do you know what I mean?
Dave also produces his own music.
There's flavor in like how he delivers what he's delivering. Do you know what I mean? So whereas Dave, I feel like Dave is not that he's just lyrical, but that's a huge part of why we appreciate him.
the
Do you know what I
production,
mean?
he gets
I feel
busy.
like Huss gives us a bit more.
He gets busy with the production as well, though.
I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about as a rapper.
Oh, right.
I'm talking about when I'm saying that I
We're
agree,
talking about complete.
I agree with him when he says Dave's
But
the
Huss
best.
don't produce his music.
But that's why I
Precisely.
say
That's why. That's
Then
what
it's not
makes
really a
Dave.
fair comparison.
Well,
when you just say all around, I agree.
you
with
made
you.
the comparison.
Yeah, rapping.
No, I was talking about artist.
Okay.
And then I named the criteria.
Hey, man.
But yeah.
Salute to all of them.
Salute to Nano. And salute to everybody that
Yeah, man. Big up.
Big up.
Appreciate it.
their
Salute,
hot
salute,
takes as
man.
well. We very much
Appreciate
appreciate it. Boys,
Another one for the books.
another year in the books.
Yeah, man.
Alhamdulillah, man.
It's great. It's been a great year, as always.
Yeah.
Appreciate you guys. Always, you know what I'm saying?
This year, I feel like this year's been a bit of a funny one for us, you know, because it feels like maybe towards the end of the year, I feel like we kind of slowed down a little bit.
definitely slowed down.
I think we did, man. Obviously, life was happening and that.
Life
it feels
happened.
like the beginning of the year, I think like just past the summer, it felt like, okay, we're doing rhymes like dimes, like how we usually do it. And it started to
Nah,
slow
October,
down.
November, December.
Yeah, it kind of felt that way, innit?
Life
Yeah,
happens.
yeah.
Obviously,
Life happens and that,
obviously,
Studios.
if you've been watching, you can see we've been in like 59 different studios this year. So yeah, it has been a little turbulent, but I can say that we've at least ended strongly, and we will start strongly in 2024.
We got you in 2024.
We got you in 2024. You know what I'm saying? Our 100th episode is coming up.
Yeah, man.
Inshallah.
More on that very, very soon.
Some
Inshallah.
special guests coming through as well. Oh, man.
Talk about
Man.
it.
Yeah, man. Coming true.
Very much so. So all we can do is just...
The Prince Charles is coming to the next show.
that'd be great to be fair. Just teach us some of his dance moves. But yeah, all we can do is just thank you guys for listening, for viewing. You know, every minute, whether it was a spare minute or 30 that you gave us, very much appreciative. You know, you're the reason why we keep going as well. So, you know, we just want to thank you from the bottom of our hearts, always. Boys, your last shout-outs of 2023.
Give all glory to God, man. Alhamdulillah.
Yeah, man.
Give all glory, man. Inshallah.
Always, man.
We'll be here 2024. Nothing's promised, but inshallah, we'll keep this rocking and rolling, man. Like, I'm looking forward to it. I've got that new buzz of energy, man. I'm looking forward to it. I'll be honest with you, man. I've got that new buzz of energy.
I wonder where that came from.
Huh?
I wonder where that came from.
I would like to know as well, you know, it's weird. I just woke up yesterday and I had it. I wish I knew where it came from. But salute to beat.
Salute to them.
Yeah, man. Yeah, let's big up the Most High. Big up you, man. Do you know what I mean,
Appreciate
man?
you,
You
appreciate
know,
you.
I'm probably not the easiest person to work with sometimes, you know. I'm quite, I'm up and down as far as like, you know, my emotional makeup and my mood. I'm quite moody. Sometimes I'm not on podding at all. Sometimes I am. So I big up you, man, for, you know, sticking with me, not replacing me yet, even though I'm irreplaceable.
Talk about it, man.
Nah, just big up you, man.
Get
That's
rid
what
of
I
you.
mean.
We like rhymes.
Yeah,
Get
man.
rid of him,
Big up.
Dimes.
Big up Nee as well. He's like our unofficial
Salute to
fourth
Nee.
member, unofficial
I
advisor.
salute to Drake's as well, man.
You know what I'm saying?
Salute to Drake.
Big up Drake's as well. Yeah,
Always.
Drake's has done a lot for us this year.
Salute
Big
to
up Drake's.
as well, man.
Yeah, man. We're here.
100%.
Next year we come back even better, man.
And salute to you know who.
Who's you know who?
Huh?
Who's you know who?
Huh? Who? Don't get me in trouble now.
No, I don't know who.
Who's you know who?
I'll tell you once we luck after.
Yeah, we can edit it out, but who?
No one.
I want to shout out all of our guests that were gracious enough to come
Yeah, man.
and kick it with us this year. You know
got
what I
the
mean?
list?
I've got the list. I'm not going to fudge it up this time.
God,
Because I was
man.
fumbling last year.
Last time you said one
Yeah.
to last.
Shout out to Ebony. Shout out to Manga Saint Hilaire.
Salute.
Shout out to Cash.
Yeah.
Shout out to C Valentine.
Yeah.
C Valentina, actually. Apologies. Shout out to Nee, of course. Shout out to Speech the Bell. Shout out to Jada Araka. Shout out to Hamza from Mic Check. And shout out to Chris Mitchell as well, man. We
Great year, man.
appreciate
Yeah, man.
all of your
Yeah,
takes.
man. Great, yeah.
All great stuff. And yeah, man, salute to all of you for listening and watching again as well. And yeah, that would do it for 2023 for Rhymes Like Dimes. If you want to get at us, we are on Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, at Rhymes Dimes Pod. If you watch us on YouTube, please follow us, hit that bell, like the video, subscribe, all that good stuff. We are growing. We need your help to grow even more. So we very much appreciate it. And yeah, man, we'll see you in 2024. Have a great Christmas.
Yeah, man.
If you're not celebrating Christmas, just have a happy holiday period time.
Have a New Year, man. Enjoy
Happy
your
New Year as well, whatever you decide to
Kwanzaa.
do.
Kwanzaa. What's that one?
Hey, this guy thinks
I
he's
don't even know.
this guy thinks he's
There's another one.
replacement.
Don't remember. There was another one. There was another one right around Christmas.
I don't even know, bro.
Listen, happy celebrations.
Happy
celebrations.
Either way.
That's it, man.
And yeah, man, we'll see you very soon. Until then, take care, stay safe, stay blessed.
Stay black.
You went too quick.
I did.
And peace.
Hey, man.